All right. It says we are live. Let me refresh the group. See what we got going. Welcome, everybody. Welcome as you are coming on. We appreciate you tuning in as always. And we are going to make sure that you can see and hear us, and then we're going to get started. But hope everybody's had a great week. If you are watching live, definitely say hello. And we'd like to say hello back. There we are. Cool. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in for the next 10 minutes or so with us for your, abundant motivation for your Friday morning. And today we're going to be talking about how to become a money magnet. All right. So today's call, just so you know, is about money. So if that offends you in any way, hopefully it doesn't. But if it does, it offends Jay. If it offends you, this is not going to be the call for you. Right. So, but we are going to be talking a lot about that. So, your ability in life to interact with money on a healthy manner, to discipline yourself with money is a key indicator of your ability to have success. That's just really what it comes down to. And it goes into all areas of your life. Because if you're spending, let's say, you're working a job, whatever you're doing, or maybe you're already a full-time trader or something like that. But if you're spending everything that you earn on needless things, then that's an indicator that you're not going to be successful, because your money's going to be gone. They call it spend because it ends, right? It comes to an end. So you have to be able to, first off, we'll lay the groundwork for this whole entire talk, is that you need to discipline yourself with the money that you're making, with the money that you have. And if you build a net worth through hard work and discipline, it will attract more opportunities to you to earn even more money. All right. So we're going to go into that a little bit more detail today. Mr. J.
Cool. And I mean, if you're on our team, if you're in the business Dave and I are in, we have the ideal platform, right? We have an opportunity to make money on the business side. We have an opportunity to make money trading, but it's really an opportunity for you to have your money work for you, right? With the trading aspect, there really isn't. We haven't found anything better. So, when you're successful through hard work, it seems like opportunities find you. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just lucky." Well, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, right? So this is that preparation phase where you're laying the foundation for what you want to have happen, right? So oftentimes you'll hear, it's easier for people with money to make money. It's true, right? It's definitely true. David and I have been not working on something. We're involved in something where, like, one of the mentor guys said, if you put $100 in this, you didn't make any money. Like, you can't make a bunch of money with $100, right? If you put in 1,000, like, he's like, you're a shrimp, and I'm a fish because I put in $10,000 and I'm making this much per day. But I know guys that have millions of dollars in there, right? And they're making thousands of dollars per day. So it's just, it is easier for people with money to make money, but you have to become that person, right? You have to decide if that's what you want to do. And when you do, you become a money magnet, right? Because of your knowledge, because of your confidence that comes with that knowledge, and your circle, right? The people that are in that circle, just like I was just talking about that guy, that could be a mentor for you. And when you get around those people, just like our trading group, right? You see those comments all the time. If you're trading with us, all the time, people are like, I'm planting my flag with this group. I've been in all these other groups, and these are the guys that are helpful, right? I mean, it's your circle, right? The circle that will grow, and the circle of people that are important.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, and Tony Robbins.
I haven't heard of that guy. Is he a new author? Tony Robbins?
He's a lot better than Tony Robbins. Don't worry about it. But he says progress equals happiness. And what he means by that is that if you're consistently moving towards a goal, if you're consistently getting better, then you're going to be happy in that aspect. And so if your bank account is growing, if your trading account is growing, then you're going to become happier. You are going to become more confident, and magnetic energy around your money, around your income potential is going to grow. And, it's going to attract it's going to attract, there's an energy about it. It's going to attract more opportunities, more money, so to speak. And let's be clear, first and foremost, that this is not about, loving money. This is not about chasing money. This is not about being, chasing the things of the world, right? I'm a Christian. I believe you never put money above your faith, above God, above your family. Those are all first. But let's also be clear that the Bible talks about money more than it talks about heaven. All right. Money is a tool. It's a very important tool. And it's something that can bless, and God can allow you to bless many lives through that, including your families, and setting them up for success to do the same, teaching them the right ways about money so they can then teach, the generations to come. And instead of being a drain on society, and, I'm just going to say it how it is, they can be a contributor to society in the sense that they're creating opportunities for other people to make more money as well. So it's this continuous continuous process of money, attracting more money and more opportunities to you by, continually working towards that goal. All right.
I know we've heard that saying, money can't buy happiness. Well, neither can poverty. With that money can be such a great tool for blessing other people, like you said. I can't remember who it was that said money can't buy happiness, but being able to write a check for almost anything can solve a lot of other problems that leaves you time to find that happiness,
Right.
to make other people happy. So
Exactly.
anyway, and it's not all it's not all rainbows and unicorns. There are bad events that are going to happen, that can impact your financial stature, right? There's divorce. I've been divorced. It can be devastating. I know Dave's dad was divorced, and he's talked about that before. It could be a loss of job. We had this pandemic which just crippled people. It could be a loss of a loved one. There's personal and financial, devastation and losses. But the determining factor really is how you recover from those things, right? When you have one of those disasters or tragic event, excuse me, it depends on how you react to those circumstances. Everything is really how you react to circumstances, right? And a lot of people's instinct is to give up, right? Or quit, or, crawl into the blanket and not deal with it. And those are natural feelings, but everybody kind of deals with those things differently. And it's how long do you let that feeling control you, right? Like, do you crawl in the bed and pull the blanket over your head for a week or a month, or you become a hermit? You've just given up. It's your recovery rate that really is the determining factor. It's everything. You get back up on, if you're boxing and you get knocked down, you get up. You've seen those guys, right? They pop back up. Let's go. They're not waiting until, crawling up on the rope on 9, 10, and then they look at the referee like they're ready to go again. Right? And their eyes are still glazed over, and he's calling it TKO. So it's all under your control, right? It's how you react to the circumstances and how you recover and get back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and one thing that a key to having that control, like Jay said, things are gonna blindside you. They're gonna knock you out. But you know what? You got to shake it off. And the best way to be in control, because what really happens when something tragic happens in your life? What do you feel? You feel like you lost control, right? You feel like you're not in control. So the best way to remain in control is to be consistently moving towards your goals. So that's what you need to do. You need to consistently have your goals in front of you, consistently every single day, moving towards those goals, whether they're in your wall behind your computer, in your phone, in a notebook that you write down when you do your quiet time in the mornings. Maybe you write down your goals, or over and over and over, do your affirmations, right? It's very important that you do that, because those goals are going to keep you focused. They're going to keep you centered. They're going to keep you driven. And so when you do get punched in the face, you can shake it off and be like, all right, well, I still know where I'm going. So that's just a key thing.
I like that saying by Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
I
Right?
know that's
When you get punched in the face by Mike Tyson, your plan.
I like his other thing too, is that Facebook's made it, what is it? People get real, Facebook's made it really easy for people to forget about getting punched in the face or something like that. Something like
that.
they're real bold on Facebook because they get
keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, when you have your goals in front of you, right? When you do that, it's almost impossible to get disillusioned, right? Because it keeps you grounded, right? You have to decide in advance that irregardless or not irregardless, that's a double negative, regardless of those setbacks that they're inevitable, right? They're going to come, that you're not going to stop. You will win. Jason on our team always says persist without exception, right? It's the intestinal fortitude, right? Do you have the guts to push through, right? So there's really 2 points that we want to drive home today. And the first one is resolve to be that person that bounces back no matter what, right? That you're not gonna take it lying down, right? You're gonna get back up on count 1, not count 10, and and persist.
Yeah. And then point number 2 that we're going to drive home is, once again, life is going to happen to you. So think about right now, think about your biggest worry that you fear. And instead of being afraid of it, of crouching back from it, what can you learn from it? Right? What can you do now to learn how to avoid that worst case scenario? So start learning from it, pushing through it and growing. It's not, you don't go through difficult times in your life, you grow through difficult times in your life. And that's key, because if we always say it in trading, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. And so exactly what happens with your life. So very key points there. And exactly, not a loss. But we appreciate you watching today. Hope you get value from this. But these are really important points to becoming, like we say, it sounds cliche because there's all those people out there, but I'm a money magnet, but it's true. You can become a quote unquote money magnet if you do the right things and you set yourself up for the success by employing those things that we said today. So we appreciate everybody watching. Hope you get value from this, and we will see you all hopefully next week. Take care.